So this is an inbox review for the Fokker D.VII OAW in 1/72 scale, and this is a Profit Pack edition of the Eduard kit. The kit is supplied with the usual high quality instruction sheet that all Eduard kits have these days, and we've got a nice breakdown of all the information with an intro, and then we've got different paragraphs with last minute intervention, factory differences, sweeping the skies, and post-war service. So if you're interested in the subject, there's a lot of information to be gathered there. Now you do almost get two kits here. You get two different fuselages, a whole load of different wheels and different grills for the front of the engine, different I forget what this is called, the part for the undercarriage of the aircraft, and 4 different propellers there. Well, 8 actually, 8 different propellers, 2 of which are to be used in this kit. So there is a lot of plastic in here, and there is a lot that isn't used. We've also got etch fret and masks for the different types of wheels. Depending on which type of wheel you're going to do, you've got different parts of the mask cut out. Then running through the instructions, we won't get bogged down in this too much, but basically there's 2 versions of this. They've done, you can build the kit in plastic, or you can take off the plastic bits and enhance that with photo etch, and that's what this is telling you to do in this one. And colour callouts throughout this now include mission models as well as the usual Aqueous and Mr. Colour from the Guns range. We've got a full engine in here as well, so as you're going through you can see it's quite a lot of detail packed into this relatively small aircraft model. And once we're all together, we've got a nice breakdown here with how the cockpit is meant to look. The engine goes on, and then we're into joining the wings on. So we've got the lower wings going on, as well as the rear tailplane section all coming on as well, and then we've got the machine guns going on, and they've got photo etch cooling jackets that need to be rolled and put around, which is a nice touch. Really gives you that extra level of detail. We've also got some ribbing detail as well that goes on to the bottom, and that would hide any nasty seams down there, so that makes a little bit of a better, easier job when you're cleaning up down there. Then the top wing goes on, and we've got a whole network of struts going on to bring that on as well. Not a huge amount of rigging on this one. This being one of the later war aircraft, they've managed to work around huge amounts of rigging. I would suggest for all of these aircraft, you'll see in a minute why, you would leave the wing off until you finish the painting and decaling stage. And then we go on, and this is the rigging diagram, and it literally is just a crossover down there, and a small section just behind the fuselage running out onto the lower wing, and that's your rigging. Now we do have full lozenge pattern for all of these marking options, and 2 different types, and here it's clearly telling you how to attach it for the top and the bottom, and showing you the different parts that need to be used. Then we've got rib tapes as well included, and they're running all the way along here, so you've got A30 on all of the ribs, and for the bottom, and A30 for all of the ribs on the top, and then we're also looking for the same across the lower wings. Then on to the marking options. We've got a colourful one here which has got the yellow front of the aircraft with the cowling and wheels, and all of these are late war, so this is Germany, October 1918. Then we've got option B again, which again is equally colourful. They're all very, very colourful. In France, October, November 1918. Then we've got another one based in Germany, October 1918, with a green, quite garish looking actually, that colour. Then we've got a red with a white tail, and this is in Montigny in October 1918. And then we've also got another blue with quite a nice lightning bolt or arrow running down the side of it there, with a white front and cowling and rear section, and this is again based in France, October 1918. So starting off with the Deco Sheet, we have quite a comprehensive sheet here with the lozenge pattern, and here you can see the rib tapes all the way through here in the different colours, and we've got the lozenge pattern which applies to all aircraft marking schemes, the top wing and the bottom wing. Now this is really well done. And Eduard, you know, are very good at this. They always have been, for doing this with the World War I aircraft. And here we can see how crisply that is printed. Now you're going to need to take your time in the application of these, but I think if you do that, you're really going to be having something looking quite special. You probably want to have a think about the sort of backing colours you want to use underneath that, just to try and enhance the colours. I'll do a little bit of research online if I ever get to actually making this one. The carrier film is extremely tight. In fact, you could almost say there isn't any. There's no overlap at all on any of those decals. The carrier film is at the edge of the pattern. Then we've got a smaller decal sheet for the insignia and the rest of the parts for the aircraft, as well as some stencil data. Again, on all of this, apart from the crosses where there is a tiny little bend there, they have seemed to decide to try and get rid of the carrier film completely. Yeah, that is impressive. That's actually that's the sort of thing I like to see when it comes to decals. I don't know if we can catch it in the light down on these squares, but there you should be able to see just how tight that carrier film is. There we go, I think that's showing up now, and that carries on across all of these parts, even that bird there, which is a little bit of a difficult thing to get the shapes right. So that's brilliant stuff with Eduard. I really do think they're getting better with every release. Then we've got a nice photo etch part here as well with the fret, and this caters for everything you would expect out of photo etch. You've got some fine detail parts here for the cable wires and runners off of the rudder, and a few parts for the wing on the ailerons. You've got a nice wooden panel there for the instrument panel inside. Separate dials here as well for another section in the cockpit. Seat harnesses and a few other small details. And we've also got, as mentioned before, the 2 sets of masks depending on what wheels you decide to do. And the thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the price of this kit. In the UK, this is, you can get this kit for between £9 and £12 depending on where you shop. So that's just exceptional value considering what you get. And here we can see the first of 2 sprues. Now there is a little bit, oh in fact there you go, cool, you don't often see this. So here's the old myth of you never need to wash your sprues. Well, you do need to wash these sprues. I must admit I never wash sprues, but these will be needing a rinse because there's literally oil on there. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. I've never seen this before at all. So there's a huge amount of release agent there. It's actually wet. Here you can see there. That is wet. My finger now is got the slimy texture to it. And that's also the case on these here. This is all wet. Here you can see. So there you go. I've never seen that before. Not a problem. Just wash it in some soapy water like the good old days, and you'll be good to go. So you can see the 2 fuselages that is supplied in the kit, and also 4 different parts for the undercarriage there, and the 8 propellers. So there's going to be a lot for the spares box in this one. There is some interior sidewall detail, but some of this might be taken off if you're planning on using the photo etch parts. Fine ribbing texture there on the wings. It is raised. A touch heavy, possibly, but then again, given the decals, that's all going to be covered up, and it's probably a good thing to have some good areas to make sure the decals sit. And then we've got the other sprue, and here this is the wheels running all the way down there. Lots of different options. They've really put the work in to get this right. We've also got an engine in the parts here. We've got the struts as well, all of which are there's no damage or anything at all. It's very well packaged. I don't think, saw some exhausts there, I don't think they are actually hollowed out. I think this is a bit of an earlier release, sorry. It's not like up to the standards that you'd get for the most recent 29 releases. This is a 2019 releases. I believe this is a rebox of an older kit. Nevertheless, there's plenty of detail running over all of this. So, very good stuff as usual. There we are. That is the look inside the box for the Fokker D.VII OAW Profiback edition of the 1/72nd scale kit from Eduard. This is a 2019 boxing of a previously released kit from Eduard, so it's a bit of an older plastic, but they've updated all the new parts and with a nice new photo etch fret, and I believe some of the best decals I've seen so far, certainly from Eduard. So I personally, if you're interested in this sort of thing, this is I think the only rivalry of this one is an Armour Hobbies release, which I'm not sure if it's up to the same level. It certainly is going to be, this one's going to be on par with it, if not better. So let me know in the comments if you've seen either, built either of the kits, and hopefully this review was of use to you. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.